The warmest day, as I think you guys all know. It might have been warm in the box, but it wasn't warm on the field. And but just I think it speaks volumes about our team. And then the second thing, my only second takeaway was, I think these guys have done everything I've asked them to do. They've gotten better and better and better. They like to play football, even down to the very end. Trying to go down and score, giving Chuba those reps. No one's looking at me. No one's complaining. They like to compete. I think this summer is so crucial to our team. The ability to focus for 3 hours. We saw some lulls in there with the ball on the ground and all that, and that's really the next step when you have the ability to focus for 3.5 hours straight. But I like the progress we've made so far. So with that, I'll see what you guys have.
What was just your base summary of how you executed today?
I can't. I have so much film to watch. I'm saying that when I'm out there, it's so hard for me. Like if we hit a big play, I'm upset with the defense. The offense scores, the crowd's cheering, and I'm over there like, what the heck's wrong with us? On defense, I thought we ran the ball well at times with the first group. We tried to put a lot of different things on tape. I was disappointed we couldn't push the ball through the red zone early. But the turnovers and the balls on the ground bothered me, obviously. We had some missed tackles, but it didn't look like, the tackling didn't look atrocious. I thought the quarterbacks did a nice job moving the ball. Ran a little bit of the option game early. So I thought there were some good things there. I thought the kicking game, Timmy knocked that big one through early, but, obviously that left something to be desired later. We missed a couple kicks. So there's probably a lot to live on both sides, but I'll have to get really granular with it as I watch it.
If you look at Sims in terms of operating the offense, just getting everybody lined up, how did that look to you?
That was good. Sometimes when you split guys up, guys sometimes have to play a separate wide receiver position. So there was once or twice it looked like we struggled. Like I had to get lined up for motion, but I thought the motions, the checks, I thought all that. I didn't see any bad checks that were out there. So I thought Jeff's really cool, calm out there. I like his demeanor and feel. He's played a lot of football, so I thought he looked pretty good.
Is that the Sims you had seen all spring, and how'd you feel like you threw the ball?
I can't tell you the final numbers. 9 of 13. I thought it looked like it was on time. I thought it looked like it. He's a passer. He's a passer who runs 4.4. He's not a runner who throws. He's a passer, and I think he did some things with his legs, extending plays. Had dead to rights on the one he spun out. So that's really what we're looking for from him. Weren't able to get the big explosive play maybe that we wanted, but I'll hit the glance to Marcus, which was really good. So I thought when I stand out there, I only stand out there just to sort of see what it feels like, because I don't ever get that opportunity, and I thought it felt pretty good when he was out there.
Hey, Coach, how promising was it to see some of the newcomers like Cam Lenhart, Princewell, Maverick? They were making plays and kind of cap off their spring that way.
Yeah, Cam and Princewell, Maverick, they play like older players. You bring those guys in, especially the positions. Cam has this unique ability, like his hands and feet don't stop, and so he's able to push pockets and get pressure on the quarterback. Princewell has unique ability to get off of blocks. He's really great with his hands, and Maverick's been so versatile. So the whole spring they've kind of fit in, and they've gone with the ones, they've gone with the twos, they played different positions. There's no entitlement. They're really tough team guys. So I think the future is really, really bright. You look on defense. Some guys who played a lot of football last year weren't out there, and to have all those guys, those young players out there playing and doing some good things, was great all the way to the very last play when Gage picked the ball off.
Those are guys that you can see playing like right away as freshmen, and just what you've seen already.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason not to. I think there's a lot of time left. There's a lot that has to happen. For me, everything goes in stages. I talked about in the winter earning the right to go to spring ball. During spring ball, I talked about earning the right to be excited about the spring game, and so we have a lot of work to do this summer. Really the spring, finishing school up. We have several weeks left of school, but I would see no reason why those guys wouldn't be fighting to start, play, any and all of the above. And as I said, especially up front on the defensive line, we're going to play. We're going to play two hockey lines if we could, if not three. Keep guys fresh. We have a lot of young talent.
You mentioned ball security and fumbles last Saturday after the scrimmage. Was that similar to what you saw today? And how do you view some of those turnovers, because obviously the defense is doing something to help create them?
Yeah, to me on offense, there's no excuse for fumbles. There's no excuse. I can live with an interception here or there, and it will result in you not playing. To be quite honest. Now we're not here to play in fear. It's not one time and you're done, but you have to have the ability to protect the football. And it looked like I looked up on the jumbotron because they kept going over to review them, and I think one of them, the gentleman said to me like, "Hey, had we reviewed that, it would have been incomplete. The one on Harbor that was a touchdown, it was an incomplete pass." But I knew we were going to play a lot of plays today, and I didn't want to be out there for 4 hours going through instant replays. So I just said, "Hey, let's play it like it's 1985, and you're making the call." So, we can't have those fumbles. But I love the fact that they got their hands on the ball. That's really, really important to me. I mean, if we can take the ball away, and what I talked about at halftime, and Gabe can tell you, you in a good mood or what? All right, good. Well, Gabe can tell you, I talked about to the defense, like, hey, the red defense, it's not that you're playing badly. It's just that they keep starting with the ball on the 30-yard line because your offense keeps turning the ball over. So I'm trying to, always talk about situational football and complementary football. People say that, but that's what happened. The fumbled snaps and all that, that's, I'd have to go back and look at it. We're rotating a lot of guys through there, but we don't make excuses. That just can't happen. And, if it weren't for 66,000 people, I would have thrown my headset on a normal Saturday because that was really frustrating to me. But you know what? It's also important that our guys learn to keep their composure and play through it. And we kind of fixed it and moved on.
Gave the ball to Frank Solich after that first play. What was it like having him here today?
So my wife did like an event last night for the moms, all the moms of the players on the team, and halfway through it, I got a text from Coach, and he was like, "Hey, Matt, I'd love it if you and Julie came upstairs to the event that he was having. He had former players there, and that was special to be a part of. I don't know how I got to be a part of it, but it was special to be a part of. And it was really special because at the end of the day, we all come and go as coaches, but the impact he's had on his players was really, really important for me to be reminded of and to see. And so I'm just really, really grateful for him as a man and as a person and as a coach. He's someone I've always looked up to, but he's been so kind to me. And so, to hand the ball off to the fullback to first play and be able to hand the ball to him, that's kind of a bucket list item for me.
How do you feel about Janiran Bonner in that spot? Obviously, he's kind of a hybrid guy for you, but can he be a fullback?
Yes. Yeah. I think the thing with modern football, not that it wasn't before, but just the thing with modern football is like having guys like I sometimes talk about Jusic and those guys, like guys who can do multiple things. They think you're in 21 personnel, but you're really in 11. Janiran can play every position out there for us right now, and I think he has a real chance, depending on how he continues to develop. I was talking to Coach yesterday. He was going through the weights of the fullbacks. Sometimes they were 218 to 222, and then sometimes they got some 240-pound guys. And we got some guys. We got Clover and Ruth and those guys who can go block the ISOs and the powers. But Janiran gives us a guy who can run it, and we're still running power with him and ISO with him. And he goes in there and then he runs option routes on third down. So he's really a weapon, I believe.
Couple more.
Coach, what are you most pleased with, and not just today, but for the spring in general? What's the big takeaway, and what are you most happy with?
I'm grateful to the players for how hard they've tried to buy into what we're asking them to do. This will be so much easier for them next year. Like they every day is hard for them because it's hard for the new coaches because everything's so new. When I say like, hey, we're gonna do this drill, it's like they don't even know what the drill is. Next year they'll know what to expect. They'll know we're gonna go into lights. And I've said that a couple times, but even we're flipping guys from white to red. At the end, I said, "Hey, you guys want to take a knee?" And the offensive guys were like, "Absolutely not." So it didn't really make sense what we were doing. And but we were just trying to get. I thought Chubba did some really good things out there, and I wanted to give him a chance in the 2 minutes to go down and move us, and he got us right down, to the opportunity to do so. So I just really appreciate that part about them, and they're just going to get better and better and better.
Were the two fake punts planned, or what was that?
No. So that's first. It's me. It's not Brian. That you're trying to, because you're not going offense versus defense. The danger of going red versus white, and you start turning the ball over is like this side has 50 snaps and this side has 30. So I desperately was trying to get the white defense and the red offense. The red offense, excuse me. I was trying to get them more plays, and so I was like, can you throw a sideline warning? And I wanted to play the game, so I said to Bushini, I said, hey, bro, if they all cover, just pull the ball down and run. And so. He's got a great arm. Let me say this, but they didn't work out. But I was just trying to get a first down to keep him on the field, just to keep the reps even. I wanted to have the integrity of the game, and I went for it on fourth down a couple times. So just trying to get those guys more reps, and we were able at the end to kind of balance the reps out and get it to where hopefully everyone got enough reps to evaluate.
Number 2 Line is, what do you think you need to do to get more depth on the offensive line?
I don't think there's any more getting more depth, right? I mean, we're not we have the players we have. We have some guys coming in. We're going to coach them, you know. So we're not. I'm not thinking about anybody other than the guys on our team.
How useful is this next week? I think you mentioned earlier this spring, it's a feedback evaluation of the players. How important is that for both parties?
Yeah, sometimes I talk to players, you know, their places, and they say, you know, they've gone 3 or 4 years and they've never sat down with their coach. You know, we'll do it after every season, after every spring. We'll sit down with each player. We'll talk about, you know, what we see in their game. We talk about what their role will be if we played today. We don't predict the future, but we say if we played today, this would be your role. Some of the younger players, we talk about some long-term things in terms of development, and then we talk about their commitment level and off the field stuff. And then, but we ask them to speak their mind and give us their part. And so that's this week. They'll do it with their position coach and coordinator. They'll all do it with me, and you know, they all have a right to not only understand where we see it, but a lot of times you sit down with these guys and you say, "Hey, I see this," and they say, "Coach, you're missing X, Y, and Z," and they're right. So it should be a dialogue. So I'm excited to do it.
Do the single-digit thing at this point, or do you wait until August?
In preseason.
Preseason.
Just can't believe none of you guys asked me about the kickoff. I'm so fired up about that kickoff. No one asked me. Never. All right, come on, Gabe. You up next? Thank you guys very much. Thanks for everything all spring.
Gabe Irvin in here. We'll have a couple guys from each side of the ball in here. We've got a couple out across the Sky Bridge as well. Questions for Gabe?
Gabe, take us through your touchdown run. Step on create some separation.
You know, it was an opportunity there, you know, for me to score a touchdown. I saw the opening, and I just took advantage of the opportunity. You know, I felt great out there, and just feel like the old me, and I'm just pursuing my dreams, trying to take a step forward, get better each and every day. I'm going to take this summer, you know, not for granted. You know, I'm going to take it, hard work it, and get ready for the season.
You feel like you got more to show? When you say old me, how far are you going back?
Old me, I'll say probably like in high school when I was injury-free and nothing was wrong with my knees and everything was healthy. You know, now I feel bigger, faster, stronger, and I just feel like an alpha on that field.
How fun was it to have live tackling, live quarterbacks today? I mean, compared to past spring games where maybe the play was dead and you got touched with one finger.
Yeah, it was fun because, you know, you can showcase your ability a little bit more when it's live, and it was fun out there. You know, it was live, it was hidden. That's why I love this football.
What do you like about playing with Sims?
Oh yeah, Jeff Sims is a good quarterback. You know, he brings that, you know, that taller quarterback and stronger, and he's great. He's a good athlete. You know, all our quarterbacks are good, but Jeff's a good one too.
Is it a different look for you, or how is it different when you've got that fullback lined up in front of you?
Oh man, when bringing that fullback into our offense kind of reminds me of high school, because that's what we did. We had that fullback, you know, we had that I formation, ran downhill, and I just love the fullback because it gives you an extra blocker to have other than the old line. It gives you more explosive plays to create, and that's what I like.
Coach has talked a lot about the buy-in the last few months. I mean, how much have you guys really bought into what him and the other coaches are saying? And how much have you felt this team grow closer the last few months?
As soon as the new coaching staff came into office, we bought in. You know, that was the main goal for us. We had to buy into the process because, I mean, this new coaching staff is really experienced and they've dealt with a lot of NFL experience. So you have no choice but to buy in. You know, if you want to be great and if you want to pursue your dreams in the NFL, you know, you got to listen to them. And we have to buy into the process, and we're going to take this thing to the fall, and we're going to be a great team.
How much do they dangle that NFL caliber background in front of you guys?
I mean, they don't really dangle it, you know, here and there, because it's like, you know, it's obvious that they came from the NFL, but, you know, we just take that next lead and just know that they have NFL experience, and we really want to listen to them.
Just this team's running game as a whole, how do you feel you progress through the spring? How do you feel about where it's at right now?
Man, from day one to this day, we progress in that run game, you know, and in the summer, we're just going to try to master it, you know, master what we need to work on, master all the blocks and the schemes, and we're going to be a great run game. We're going to be a great run team.
It looks like a deep room. I mean, what is that day-to-day competition like?
We challenge the running back room. You know, we challenge each other to be the best. You know, one guy makes a great play, we try to make an even better play. You know, that causes the competition in the room, and that's only makes the room better.
What is it like trying to pick up blitzes and pressure coming from that defense? What's that been like this spring?
I mean, it's difficult, somebody coming full speed at you and you have to just like stand still. But you got to close the distance, strike hands. Coach E.J. Barthdale, implements strike hands with inside and closing the distance. So, I mean, just find into the details and you're going to get a good result.
You talked about the running game and how much better you think it can be. I mean, it starts up front with the offensive line. How much have you seen those guys grow in this offseason, and how key are they going to be moving forward?
They grow from day one, from spring ball to now. The offensive line, Coach Raiola does a great job, finding the details of those guys each and every day, what they need to work on. And we're just going to take off, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for this run game, even the pass game. I'm excited to block for the ball and run the ball. We're going to be a good team going fall. Thank you.
Quentin Newsom next. And I think we'll have Quentin, MJ Sherman, and Jeff Sims.
Quentin, how far do you think this defense came from practice 1 to 15 this spring?
I would say the defense came a long way just in terms of, just flying around to the ball. Just every play, we make sure everybody's flying around to the ball, just limiting the mistakes and just make sure everybody has that same mentality on the field, whether we're going out there, doesn't matter the score, we're just going out on the field to dominate.
I think it was maybe the middle of spring when Coach White mentioned that he kind of slowed down some of the install that you guys were doing. I wonder now that you made it through with 15 practices, how far do you think you are to where you need to be, 4 months from now?
I would say everybody is very comfortable with the install, all the new things we have going on, whether it's the young guys who need to watch more film and get in more with their coaches. That's not a problem for this team right now. A lot of people are wanting to watch film and learn the things that they don't know that's going on. So I would say if somebody makes a mistake, the next day they'll have it fixed.
A guy in practice is going to get drafted here in a few days from Trey Palmer, but I'm curious, what's Billy Camp like to guard in practice? What's he shown you? He had a nice day today.
Billy, I don't guard him too much being outside, but he definitely is the guy who knows how to get open and, really work against one-on-one coverages and just, he's one of the guys we want to get the ball to.
I know it's up a couple levels from you, but Prince Will and Cam, what have they shown you as first-year freshmen out there with the top group today?
They showing a lot over the process of spring ball. You can just see those guys just, just coming in feeling like they supposed to be here, and they want to attack everything. It doesn't matter if they're a young guy or not. So, I feel like they just attack everything 100% and they give their all, and you can tell when you turn the film on.
Anything else for you? All right.
Appreciate it.
It's good.
Questions?
How'd the transition go for you? After you kind of put a close on spring ball?
Smooth. Not gonna lie to you, it's been the most fun I ever had in spring ball in a long time. So, yeah.
In what ways?
Reps, opportunities, a lot of positive reinforcement. Even when I make a mistake, it's still a lot of positive reinforcement, a lot of faith in my ability that helped me gain faith in my ability and confidence. So I'm able to be who I am and who I want to be on the field.
Now that you've been through the spring with this scheme, with this coaching staff, how do you think it fits your skill set to run in Coach White's system?
To be frankly honest, the coaches can only do so much when it comes to scheme and everything like that. You can have the best defensive scheme, you can have the best game plan for any offense, but if the players ain't there to execute, it wouldn't mean nothing. So it just really just boils down to execution. So I think that's why I just really pride myself on making sure I'm in the right spot, right alignment, and make sure I do everything right.
So that 4th and 5 play where you blow it up in the backfield, is that, or 4th down play, 5-yard loss, is that player making a play? Is that being in the right spot because of the scheme? Can you kind of break that one down?
Both. You just got to trust what the coaches call, then execute. And that's what I really did, honestly. I ain't going to, like, sit here and be like, oh, I just manhandled everybody. But I was just saying, like, I did what I had to do when I was for that play call, and that was that.
Talking a lot on the bench to the other guys. Do you feel like you're developing as a leader even though you've only been here for a few months?
I always felt like I had leadership qualities within. I kind of like tapped into that when I was in high school. So it's been a yearning desire within me to be a leader. And I'm glad I had the opportunity to be a leader here, and I'm willingly accepting that role. However, as a leader, you don't just walk in and demand to be the leader. The team has to give you that within respect. So, like, I'm just making sure I do what I got to do to be trustworthy, accountable, and within every aspect, whether that's academics, athletics, and social life, and make sure that the team gives me that position, not me just taking it. You know what I mean? So just taking the right steps, and then, yeah. So I always want to be a leader. You know.
What was the Nebraska spring game crowd like for you?
I mean, come from the SEC and everything like that. When everybody prides football. It's just that it's a different feeling when you're in my position. You had to go through all the trials and tribulations and everything like that. To be honest with you, when I saw the fans, there's more kids than anything, and I love kids. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I really love kids. So that was the most exciting part about it, because like now I have an impact on the youth, and I just try to do that as best as I can.
Ask Quentin about Prince Will and Cam Lenhart.
Oh, man, I love them.
What can you say about those guys?
As I said, I love them. Those are guys that you don't really expect that out of freshmen a lot, who can like line up and play ball, but like over the time, over the time of me practicing with them and everything like that, I developed having trust within those guys where, like, I don't look at them as freshmen. I look at them as someone who can line up and do the same job in every time. They're accountable, they're trustworthy, and I wish the best for them as long as my tenure is here. So, yeah, I mean, Prince Will and Cam, there's a lot I could say about those guys, but I don't want to stay here too long.
What's it like going against Jeff Sims? What is he showing you on the other side?
Going against Jeff Sims is, as a pass rusher going against Jeff Sims, you have to be really, really delicate on how you rush. If you rush past the quarterback, he's gonna make you pay every single time. If we don't have a balanced rush, he's gonna make you pay every single time. Basically, all I gotta say that he makes me better. Iron sharpens iron. And that's our mentality here. And, yeah, it's just two hammers going at each other right now. And, yeah, I think Jeff Sims has a great future here, has a great future within that offense. I believe that he can take us to a lot of places that we want to go to. And he's just developing each other each way we go.
What's this team got to do this summer? You've been a part of great teams. What's it going to take?
Develop to be a player-led team. Coach Rule did his job. Coach Rule and his coaching staff did his job in the winter/spring to instill the foundation of our culture here. Now it's our job to accept that culture and embrace it, then apply it within each other, distribute within each other. So not only we hear things from the coaches, we hear things from ourselves, from the leaders on the team, from the captains on this team. We apply that. We the one that does the discipline. We the one that holds everybody accountable, not just the coaches. Let them coach football. Let us coach us.
Anything else for MJ? Good. Thanks. Finish up players in here. All right, questions for Jeff?
As an offense, as a whole, I think it needed to be cleaner. Like red team offense and us, we had turnovers on that side of the ball, so that's one thing that we put a big focus on, is protecting the ball, and I didn't think we did that today.
That first completion, I think it was to both
down the seam. Can you just take us through that? And was that kind of like a deep breath moment? It's like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, so the coaches, I mean, that's been my favorite play throughout the whole spring. And Coach knew that, so he kind of called that play to kind of get me in the rhythm. And once I seen Nate, I said, big body, big target, put it on him and let him roll. So that was a good first pass to go out there and just, get in the rhythm.
Having live quarterbacks, live tackling, really for all of spring for you guys, I mean, how different was that maybe compared to what you had been used to before, and how much does it help everybody in general if you get that kind of look?
I mean, it helps a lot. I mean, as you know, football, quarterback's live in the game. So, I mean, I've always been one to want to be live in practice just because you feel like it's more of a game rep. Because, as quarterbacks, you naturally going, like, if you're not live, you naturally going to dial it back a little bit, like, far as running the ball and stuff. But once Coach decided to make us live, I feel like that helped us a lot because the intensity in the room picked up and everybody was like feeling game reps and they were starting to play everything like a game.
Like throwing to Billy Campbell, what you liked about this game?
Yeah, that's my dog. I mean, Billy he's a great player. He's a great worker, and he just go out there and he do what he do. He get open, and you see Billy open, you got to throw the ball.
What have been your thoughts on the young defensive linemen like Prince Will, Cam? It seems like they got in the backfield fairly often.
Yeah, they some dogs. They've been working all spring. They're my boys too. I mean, they've been putting in a lot of work, and you could tell in all spring they just been getting better and better, and they've been challenging the offense. So that's been good.
How much does Tony White's defense help you guys throughout the spring? They can throw a lot of looks at you.
Yeah, I played against Coach White, and when I was at Georgia Tech my freshman year, he was at Syracuse, and I knew all spring it was gonna be a battle because his defense is really good. He threw a lot of different looks at us, and I feel like that's only gonna make us better as an offense because we see a lot of looks that we'll probably see in the season.
I'm sure you have a high standard for how you want to play. How close did you get to meeting your own standard today?
I mean, I'm a perfectionist, so I mean, obviously I had a couple plays out there that could have been better. I left some stuff out there on the field, so it's all about just going back and attacking the summer and working on what I need to work on and getting better for the season.
Jeff, you mentioned Billy, but what do you think about this entire group of receivers, Marcus, Xavier, other guys who were at the top, and what they're like as a group with their versatility and throwing to them?
Yeah, we got a great group of receivers. I'm excited for the summer, just to keep on building the chemistry with the guys and go out there and working with them, and just building that overall camaraderie with them and hanging out with them and just getting closer with them because those receivers, they're a great group of guys. They're hard workers, and they be on top of their stuff. So I'm very excited about it.
Your thoughts on the atmosphere in Husker Nation today?
It was amazing. I ran out there and I was like, man, this feels like a real game. So it was crazy to see that many people show up to a spring game, and that was really one of the big reasons why I came here, because on my visit they said the fans are crazy, and I know that's something that I've always wanted to experience. So it was a great experience to see.
Was that touchdown a planned run, or was that something that you just saw? So you just
No, it was a planned run. So I mean, I seen the end zone. I was like, all right, Jeff, you got to get in.
What can you say about Heinrich and how much he's really pushed you this spring?
All the guys. Heinrich is a workhorse. He's big, physical, strong, can throw the ball. He's definitely been working hard. All the quarterbacks, we all been feeding off each other and pushing each other. And I think that's something that's helped us a lot throughout the spring, helping each other out, pushing each other, competing. And I think that always drives you to get better.
What's now? You got 4 months before game. So, and I'm sure it was a whirlwind getting here, going through winter, then going through spring camp. What's the next thing that you do as a player?
We take it up a notch. I mean, we worked hard this spring, and I just feel like now we've set the tone for what this team can be, and we just gotta keep going, because I feel like this team can be very special this season, like right now. So we just got to take it up a notch in the summer, and we got to go hard.
Is there one area where you feel like you got to take it up a notch, particularly?
I really think this team, once we develop the fact that we lead the team, that'll take us a long ways because Coach Rule, he's done a great job at helping us out and leading us. And his biggest thing for us was to get us ready to lead each other instead of him having to do everything. He wanted us to be a player-led team, and I think we're this close to being there. Like everybody's buying in, and I think this team is going to be really, really good.
Media and fans will get all wrapped up in the competitions, training camp in this fall between you and Casey. How do you look at that?
I mean, you look at it, I mean, I'm looking at the same thing, same way I looked at it in spring. I mean, just go out there, focus on yourself, get better, and competition is competition. That's how it is. So you just got to go out there, and focus on yourself and just get better.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.